Good evening. Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank with an update. As we look outside, it's cloudy and there's some light rain that's starting to fall, and you can see some of the wet roadways in Farmington. And even as I make this on the full screen, for the most part, though, it's continuing to stay on the wet side. We'll see a little bit of light rain tonight. I'm not worried a ton about it, but it's something that you just want to be prepared for because it is going to rain a little bit. And it's going to maybe make things a little slick in the commute just because we have some of that light rain. You'll notice where most of that rain is south of Farmington at this moment, and the lightning strikes are very low, if any at all. And that really tells us that there's not much in the way of rain here from Potosi, Belgrade, and even as I loop this for the last hour or so, that's what we're going to monitor here. Watch how this falls apart a little bit. It doesn't fully make it, but it is impacting some of us as well as we look at this whole system. That's where the main spin is. You can really see that. And watch how this starts to go a little bit closer between Jonesboro and Memphis and Little Rock, and watch the direction that it's turning. The leading edge of this rain, and that's what I want to point out as I come back to you here, the leading edge of this rain, this is pushing this way out of our area. And while I think that spin may bring us some showers, I don't think it's anything too significant from a rainfall total standpoint, which is positive here. So what I want to look at right now, we've gone back up to 70, 63 in Warrenton, 67 in Farmington. Temps are holding real steady, and I think that they will over the next few hours. When it comes to rainfall, look at this, 9:30, 10 o'clock, showers around, and then by midnight into 2 o'clock, these showers start to fade. They may hang around through 8, 9, 10 o'clock, particularly in the Metro East, but the clouds will finally separate by the afternoon. Potential rainfall, like I mentioned, you'll see where most of that rain is, and it's those areas that I pointed out where the heavier rain settles in, and perhaps areas near Mount Vernon, Flora, where that rain settles in and hangs around a little bit more. But I think that for the most part, light rain, totals under 1/4 of an inch at the very highest. Otherwise, it's probably under 1/10 of an inch for most of us. And then we're going to continue to focus on that showers, especially in the Metro East through noon. And then we warm back up tomorrow into the upper 70s. Pretty pleasant day. But we've talked about the possibility for severe weather. So I want to bring you up to date on that because we're still looking at this system in the Pacific Northwest that's going to work its way in by Wednesday and bring some wind and some upper level energy, and how that taps into what we have going on at the surface and everything else is going to be important. We see the storms start to spin. It's right about here. You'll see on the leading edge of that showers and thunderstorms are starting to form, and then there's of course another round of rain. We'll watch this start to settle in, and it's going to create some issues on Monday. In fact, areas in Kansas City, central Kansas, Wichita, and Oklahoma, even in a moderate risk for severe weather. So significant risk for severe weather there. But what does that mean for us? As we get into Tuesday, you'll notice that kind of settles away, and we're kind of in between this marginal risk. Here's the deal. Don't focus too much on the risk for Monday and Tuesday. It really has to do with a timing standpoint, I think. And what we're going to see is we kind of are on the back end of this and the leading edge of Tuesday because watch how things clear out. We have clouds and then throughout the day. And watch this line of storms by 11 o'clock. That's where it's going to settle in Columbia, and watch how it wants to hold together, but it fades because of the time that it arrives, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It may not create too much of an issue because of 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we don't have much instability. There may be some marginal wind threat with this, and that's why I want to keep you posted about it. But look how quickly it moves out, and then we clear out the rest of the day. So for Tuesday, it's a weather alert day, and it's these very early storms that we're dealing with. Wind, I think, is the main threat with these storms, maybe 40 to 60 mile an hour wind. And it will really depend on how storms will stay together overnight as they race across the state line. That is going to be the case in some cases when it goes across Missouri and central Missouri. They hold together, and sometimes they hold together better than you would expect them to for 3, 4 in the morning, and that's okay. But I want to prepare you for that. But I think by Wednesday, that's our main system. We're also under a severe risk, a wider severe risk on Wednesday. And what I think is going to be the case for Wednesday is the fact that we're still dealing with this weak low that's going to be in Kansas City. And as this warm front lifts north, cold fronts here, we're going to see afternoon storm development. How much cloud covers around obviously is something that we always monitor, but I think at this point we're going to see plenty of instability, and that's why I wanted to point out that all types of severe weather are possible here. The threat will begin Wednesday afternoon. Not out of the question for 2-inch plus hail. I mean, large hail isn't out of the question on Wednesday, and tornadoes are also possible as well. It's something that we'll continue to monitor. but I just want to give you a couple of day early heads up. Temps in the upper 80s. Those storms possible on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday cooler behind that front, and then we kind of level out. But in terms of, more significant severe weather, I think Wednesday is probably a day that we're looking at especially on, and that's what we're going to keep you posted on here throughout the evening, and also on Monday and Tuesday as well.